he was waiting for them to get the money out of the bank is when he stabbed her in the stomach.
A family kidnapped at knife point and used to rob an East Louisville bank this Friday morning. We have the latest details right here on the WHAS11 night team. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jose Alonso. Doug has the night off. Police have arrested a man in connection to this violent crime. LMPD has arrested 32-year-old Armin Langford in connection to this violent crime. And tonight we're hearing from the husband of a hospitalized wife and traumatized children. A shocking scene unfolding at a PNC bank next to Oxmoor Center Mall in East Louisville.
There's not a lot really that I can process past just merely just anger.
Brandon Strong at the scene of where police arrested a man who took his family at knife point. After speaking with his wife who underwent surgery for her injuries, he tells us how it all started.
He opened the back door and told them to get in the car. That was what it is. He got them in the car. They drove to the bank. He held a knife at her the whole time. He was telling her to drive faster. She was saying, I have to go the speed limit. Please don't hurt me. Please do not do anything to my children. Please don't hurt me.
LMPD released these pictures of the suspect at the bank's drive-thru.
He was in the back seat and she was in the driver's seat. And he had the knife to her. And he told the teller, you know, if you don't give me $20,000, I'm going to kill her.
Before fleeing with an undisclosed amount of money, Strong says his wife was stabbed in the stomach and received a slice to the hand.
It was non-life-threatening, thankfully. She's still trying to gather the story because it was just she's in shock.
The search ensued for 6 hours before the suspect was arrested. Major Tony Koba with St. Matthews Police says thankfully a caller was able to help locate the man.
A Linden officer got into the area first, observed the subject right where the lady said he was, and once he made eye contact with the officer, he fled on foot.
A pursuit took place near the Waterson before he was arrested in this grassy area. With the chaos coming to an end, Strong says this will be a difficult recovery for his family.
My oldest is autistic and he is going to have a very hard time with this, I know, and my youngest is having a very hard time as well.
Once he checked in on his family, Strong took the time to personally thank police officers for helping him through this traumatic event.
Thankfully, the alert went out and everything, but I had a coworker that went by and she's like, "Have you gotten your kids?" Because I think she heard it first, and I was like, as soon as she told me that, I was like speeding. I was getting here as fast as I could, and so you know, it's pretty scary, and like it's not something that you ever want to experience. I didn't ever want to experience this.
A law enforcement officer was killed after an active shooter was reported on Emory University's Atlanta campus this evening. Police say the suspect is now dead. Sources tell ABC News it followed a heavily armed exchange with gunfire with police. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest.
Dozens of police and SWAT teams swarming the scene near Emory University in Atlanta after reports of an active shooter just before 5 p.m. Friday. Authorities say a county officer was killed.
We don't have any civilians that have been shot in this active shooter incident. Thank God for that. We do have a DeKalb County officer that was also shot.
At one point, university officials posting an urgent warning to students: run, hide, fight. Residents in the area told to stay inside and lock their doors.
Got an email and like the message from Emory campus saying that there's an active shooter right up at Emory Point CVS. And that is actually where I live.
Sources tell ABC News local police encountered what they believed was an armed suspect and attempted to engage the person, exchanging gunfire. Police confirming the suspect died.
We later found the shooter on the second floor of the CPS. He had been struck by gunfire. We do not know at this time whether that was from officers or if it was self-inflicted.
The incident unfolding not far from the CDC headquarters.
We also know that the CDC campus did receive multiple rounds into their buildings. We are not aware of any injury that occurred to anyone on that location.
Kat George telling ABC affiliate WSB in Atlanta that she heard the gunshots while she was on her way to pick her kids up from school nearby.
I heard the gunshots and I saw smoke. I didn't see the shooter or anything. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, I can't go any further, even though all I wanted to do was go further because my kids were in there. And I was like, so I was freaking out and calling my husband and crying and bawling.
The FBI also responding to the incident while authorities now investigate a motive. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, this morning, LMPD officers spent their morning at the bus stop near 10th and West Chestnut Street in downtown Louisville. Officers were there to offer reassurance after gunshots were fired in the area during JCPS's first day back in school. Surveillance video from LMPD shows the suspect with a gun walking in the middle of the road Thursday. Police say after the shooting, the suspect ran from the area, which is just a block from Central High School and Coleridge Taylor Montessori Elementary. Police don't believe any students were being targeted and no one was hurt. Anyone with information is encouraged to call the anonymous tip line. That's 574 LMPD. In a week after a Jeffersonville, Indiana home explosion, officials release a cause, a gas leak inside the home. This explosion happened late at night and caused 5 people to go to the hospital with serious burns. The night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester are back in the neighborhood where residents are saying they don't like the results.
I tell you, every time I look over there, I could cry.
A rude reminder of a terrifying explosion in Jeffersonville a week ago. Just after 11:30 at night, this home on Washington Way exploded and was engulfed in flames. 5 people are still recovering in the hospital, with 1 on a ventilator. While the scene looks eerily similar a week later, Jeffersonville Fire Department announced the cause of the explosion to be a gas leak from inside the house.
Well, I think that maybe we live in a danger zone if it was the same thing as what happened in 2019.
It's deja vu. 6 years ago, a fatal home explosion took place with the same cause, a gas leak inside. The 2 houses are only separated by backyards and a creek. All neighbors spoke on how different the recent explosion was from 2019.
It felt like we were being bombed. Things flew off of my wall. The ceiling fan broke loose and landed on me in the bed.
Minnie Wyatt's home was rocked from the 2019 explosion and continues to have problems because of it. This time, soot is on the side of her home and her roof shingles are damaged.
I want them to get down to the root of the problem. What's going on?
With the results of the investigation, for some neighbors, that's not enough, and they're calling on the city to take action. I did reach out to Jeffersonville Fire Department and Mayor Mike Moore to ease those concerns, and they declined to comment.
New on the fence, a sign showing a joint study in progress by national fire experts, a private company with a second set of eyes on the explosion. On Washington Way, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
By the way, Jeffersonville Fire told us about the process of reporting a gas leak to Centerpoint. For those details, make sure to visit our website. That's WHAS11.com. A Clark County man was arrested and charged with his wife's murder after originally telling police she committed suicide. It happened on August 4th when Charlestown police were called to a home where Stephen Gower said his wife had shot herself. Christina Gower was found dead inside their home on Charlestown New Market Road, but the sheriff's office and police noted Stephen said, "Take me to jail," when they arrived. Gower admitted to police the couple had been drinking and fighting before the shooting, but after an autopsy, the medical examiner said the shot came from at least 3 feet away. He determined Christina could not have fired the shot that killed her. Stephen Gower is now charged with murder. In trouble for Kentucky's bourbon industry? Well-known brands in the state are reporting declines in bourbon sales, and distilleries tell us the challenges go beyond the tariffs. So far this summer, Brown-Forman, Wild Turkey, and this week, Bullet, based in Shelbyville, all reporting drops in bourbon sales. The experts tell us now's the time for distilleries to get creative.
It's very capital intensive to make whiskey and sit on it for 6 years, and then when you had a plan to go ship it overseas and that plan is no longer available, and then you still have bills and debt to pay and all the financial burdens that come with that, that's a recipe for, tough times for the industry.
Bourbon might have had some corrections that were going to happen with supply, but when you see what's happening in Canada and the EU and other places, we know it's the tariffs.
Ryan Cecil tells us many distilleries are shifting more to ready-to-drink cocktails. Those are canned cocktails to compete with vodka seltzers or malt seltzers, which are very popular now, especially with young adults. In a health alert today, Louisville Metro Department of Public Health and Wellness confirmed the year's first case of West Nile virus in Jefferson County. Due to privacy, all we know is the person infected is a Louisville resident. In most instances, people infected with West Nile either show no symptoms or relatively mild symptoms. People over 60 are at the greatest risk. So to help prevent getting infected, use bug repellents when you go outside. Wear long sleeves and long pants. Install or repair screens in windows and doors. And lastly, empty standing water from areas around your home. And happening tonight, north and southbound lanes of Hospital Curve are closing for road work. Beginning at 8 p.m., the left and center lanes of I-65 North will close around 1st, Brook Street, and East Broadway. In addition, the left lane of I-65 South will also be closed. The lane closures will remain in place through 5 a.m. on Monday. It's all to complete work on expansion joint repairs between East Broadway and the Kennedy Bridge. And this is a live look at the construction on I-65 near East Muhammad Ali Boulevard. You can see right now the crews are actively working there to meet that Monday morning deadline. And a new hub for adoption and animal services just south of Metro Louisville. We're getting a look inside the state-of-the-art animal shelter in Bullitt County. The $2.3 million facility is located around Highway 61 and Chappies Lane and officially opened July 30th. Director of Animal Control Tony Wilson gave us a tour inside and highlighted the additional kennels for cats and dogs. He hopes this new location encourages community outreach.
Going to bring bigger things to this community like rabies clinics, and we're even going to do some spay and neuter clinics. That way we can help the public, because that is very costly right now with vetting. And of course, when the economy gets tough like this, animals usually always tend to be the first thing that kind of start getting neglected, unfortunately.
Since the shelter is centrally located within Bullitt County, Judge Executive Jerry Summers says they also want to offer other services like microchipping and vaccinations for adopted animals at no cost.
Recommending what they need to have to prevent them from getting worms or any other type of disease that would affect them. Plenty of space, air-conditioned facility, you can drive right into it, and we've got a lot of room to expand here.
Summers says the facility is completely paid off with no debt owed. To find out more about their operating hours and how you can adopt a new furry friend, visit our website. That's WHAS11.com.